Hey guys, OG Albina here, bringing you guys our WPF Delta Season 1 Week 1 battle against the Starfish and his, I want to say Monsters University, yeah, I'm pretty sure, because the Monsters University, logo, whatever. Go check out Star in the description below. I believe this is going to be his first Wi-Fi upload of the generation. I think he did a little bit of Wi-Fi stuff last gen, but newer creator on the scene, so definitely go show him some love and support on his Week 1 game. Go check him out and see what he's bringing, why he's bringing in. But yeah, if you guys enjoy our side of the battle, be sure to drop a like and sub to the channel if you're new. We're on our way to 3,000 subscribers. I'd really appreciate if you, helped us out and, drop a like for the return of Wi-Fi Draft League. It's been about a month since we got knocked out of BVR playoffs, so I'm coming back with a vengeance, baby. We're winning every league that we're in. I've decided. But yeah, with that being said, we're gonna do a quick little team builder just so you can see what we're bringing, why we're bringing it, so you have the background knowledge and context going into the battle itself. If you want to skip ahead to the video or the battle, there's a timestamp on the screen right that way to me, and in the description below. So yeah, with that being said, we can go ahead and jump on into that team builder. Our team, if you haven't checked out the draft analysis, go check out the draft analysis. Consists of Spectre, Terra, Sneasler, Zarude, Sylveon, Sandy Shocks, Uxie, Paparaja, Volcanion, Braviary, and Knackstack. While our opponent's team is at the bottom of the screen, it consists of Roy Moon, Landorus Therian, Skeledirge, the Chikintera, Lolan Muck, Hatterene, Breloom, Gothitelle, Tauros Paldea Aqua, Reverum, Rotom, and the Pineco. Now, biggest threats to me, one is going to be that Moon. Man, Moon goes absolutely crazy into me. It really can't punch a big dent in my team, considering that things like Sylveon are pretty well accounted for on my opponent's team. And he really has a lot for it to switch into it, pivot it, take advantage of it, chip it down with hazards, plus the combination of Moon U-turning, putting in range of Ironhead pretty darn fast, plus the, added pressure of Gothitelle, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. Landorus Therian, another Pokemon. I don't have great ground switch in. Scarfland OT is really scary against me, though I think it is forced to a more defensive role in this game, considering I do have a Sneasler. Now, it still can be Scarf and still pivot in, but if it's not Clear Amulet or Rocky Helmet, I'm really not getting punished for clicking U-turn or anything like that with my Sneasler, so that's something to keep in mind. Skeledirge can always be scary. There's so many different types this thing can get. Personally, I'm expecting Poison, because Poison is going to be a phenomenal check to my Sneasler, not being Poison touched, not being Dire Clawed if it holds a Cobra Cloak, not being weak to hazards, and also just checking things naturally on my team very well, like the Zarude still, which could be very advantageous for him. And I don't switch into Fire plus Ghost at all. I simply just do not switch into those moves, so that could be very scary. Other than that, big threats would be Breloom, really scares me like a Scarf variant. Tauros Paldea Aqua definitely, is pretty scary. Hatterene can be annoying, but I'm not super expecting it to come. And then Alolan Muck is probably the biggest threat out of everything we've talked about. Reason being is I do not kill Spadef, Rest Talk, Alolan Muck very well. I simply don't. I don't have a lot of things that can break it. And the things I do have that can break it have great switch-ins on Star's team, so we're going to have to play very particularly. That thing was cooking me in every mock, but I think we have the squad to do it. Now, starting off, we have Spectre here. This is an incredible Spectre matchup, despite there being Double Dark. We're rocking out with Shadow Ball, Will-O-Wisp, Drainey Kiss, and Agility. We got 8 HP, 120 defense, 212 special attack, 168 speed, with a Jolly Nature. Eevee's Eyes for Creeping Moon. We live in Adamant Booster, Roaring Moon after Stealth Rock, and then we live a Scarf 3-hit Adamant Bullet Seed as well from the Breloom. Then with the rest of our special attack, we're here to try and do some damage, as well as win the game a little bit later on. If we can bait Will-O-Wisp early on things like Muck, and we can, pressure it enough to where it doesn't really get those rests off, once that Muck is chipped, this Pokemon simply wins the game when we get an Agility up. We just Shadow Ball and Draining Kiss through every single other Pokemon on this team. Agility is great because there are two Scarfers I really anticipate in this game. First of which is going to be Roaring Moon. I really think it should be Scarf Roaring Moon. Second of which would be that Landorus. Both of those, I would like to have the Colbur Berry to guaranteed live, whether it be the Crunch, Throat Chop, or Knockoff. Now, things like Scarf EQ are still going to do a ton of damage to me, so that one's a little bit less reliable to take on with this Spectre. Live a hit and be able to Agility up or kill them. But it's just something we have to keep in mind, and I figured Colbur was probably going to be my best bet. It also lets me take a hit from the Mock in a pinch if I need to Will-O-Wisp it for something else in the back, or just chip it if I don't think he's going for a dark move, or I'm willing to risk the Poison Touch, or whatever it may be. So yeah, I think that's definitely pretty fair on Spectre here. I think it's a very good win con, provided we can position it later on. Then we have Sneasler. We're rocking out with a Clear Amulet this week. Close Combat, Dire Claw, Rock Slide, and U-turn. We got 252 attack, 8 defense, and 240 speed with Jolly Nature. And we're rocking out with Poison Touch as our ability. Now, what Terra typing are we in this game? We are Terra fighting alongside that Clear Amulet. Clear Amulet is basically going to make it to where we cannot be intimidated by the Landorus, and the Tauros Paldea Aqua, making our Terra fighting close combats do a ton of damage. If that Landers is not going to be Covert Cloak, I just click close combat, I do a ton of damage, and then I can potentially get a poison off. If it's Rocky Helmet, I can potentially get the poison off, still do a ton of damage and things like that, which is really clutch and a really great aspect of this. But the main reason we end up going like Terra fighting of like maybe a Terra ground in order to hit, you know, things like Skeledirge if they Terra poison or something like that, is because I really struggle with that muck, like aforementioned. And Terra fighting gives me an absolute nuke. After 2 spikes, I pretty much guaranteed knock. I think after 2 spikes, I guaranteed knockout, and after 1 spike, it's a roll for me to knock out a max HP muck. With a Terra fighting close combat. Again, there's just not really a great guard to this Pokemon. We have things like Gothitail, but we can U-turn out or just hit it with a big Dire Claw on the switching. Like I said, Skeledirge, if I can keep up U-turn momentum and pivot in and out and things like that, I can actually put it in range of a close combat, or 2 close combats pretty darn easily, which is nice. We have Rock Slide to catch it pre-Terra and do a ton of damage as well, which is really nice. I didn't really need a 4th move, so I figured it would be nice to have it, just in case we caught it pre-Terra. And yeah, overall just a very strong Pokemon. EVs wise, we're keeping Moon. We have max attack and leftover 8 defense, just in case we can take that little physical hit. Then we have a Fizz Def Sylveon. Pretty simple. We are Moonblast, Wish, Baton Pass, and Protect. This week we are rocking out with Moonblast in order to avoid Throat Chop from that Roaring Moon so that we aren't walled by it and then set up on and DD'd on, and then the game's over. So rocking out with Moonblast. Now we do have Baton Pass and Shed Shell. Why do we have both? Because Baton Pass should let us escape from that Gothitail, right? Well, if it's fast Taunt Gothitail, that's not the case. If it's Scarf Trick Gothitail, it can trap us later on as well, if it does catch us with that. So I really like the aspect of having Shed Shell plus Baton Pass, both of them, in case it is Fat Taunt Goth. And if it's not, I can just go ahead and switch out and, you know, be fine from there, which is definitely really cool. Momentum in Baton Pass is going to be great in chipping things down with hazards and things like that. If we're forcing in Pokemon like Skeledirge, which I do expect to be more physically defensive with the Covert Cloak, if we have our hazards up, the thing is not going to like switching around and around. So I definitely really like the Sylveon here in this matchup as a pivot into things like Moon. You can take a hit from Landorus, you can take a hit from Breloom as well, and different things like that. Then we have our Uxie, which I totally forgot to change the item on. We're Dazzling Gleam, Psychic, Stealth Rock, and U-turn, 248 HP, 204 defense, and 56 speed with a bold nature. The actual item is Safety Goggles. This is going to be our main Breloom response. It's also going to be a lead in this game because I think lead Breloom is a very possibility. Same thing with the Landers because I don't have Crowd Resist on my team that don't die to U-turn. So reason being, I'm going to leave this thing. I need to get up rocks early and quick. That muck can come in, but I have an easy pivot into it early. And if things go well in the sequencing that I want, I should be able to get up a rock and a spike by turn 2, 3, and put myself in a good position to really whittle down this team. But we're Safety Goggles, so we can switch on the Breloom. We're physically defensive. We have speed for Adamant Breloom as well, in case it's like a Choice Band variant. So we can, you know, outspeed and do a ton of damage with Psy Shock, which is great. We can U-turn out for the Gothitail as well, so we don't really have to worry about that. Remember, we're not Shed Shell. We're actually rocking out with the Safety Goggles, and we can live a hit from Moon as well, so we can always Dazzling Gleam that thing and pick it off, which is great. Then we have our aforementioned switch into Muck. We are Lum Berry Sandy Shocks with Earth Power, Volt Switch, Tri Attack, and Spikes. 8 HP, max special attack, and 248 speed with a timid nature. Now, why are we Lumberry? Originally, I had Boost Energy. Reason being, if I was pivoting this thing into Muck, always, I'd pop my Boost Energy. I wouldn't take as much from knockoff. I resist poison, which is awesome. But what ended up keep on happening was I got poisoned, and the extra damage that I avoided from knockoff was not worth being poisoned for, if that makes sense. So what I can do with this Lumberry set is I can switch in. I take a lot from knockoff, but I guarantee that I'm not poisoned because Poison Touch will proc before I lose my berry. So if I'm knocked, my item will proc. I'll eat up the berry, I won't be poisoned, or I'll just get knocked and I didn't get poisoned, which is completely fine as well. The main reason being, again, that early sequencing is what I'm hoping. Is I lead my Uxie into like a lead land versus even a lead Breloom. I get at my rocks as they go into Muck. They're on a U-turn or a hard switch out. Then from there, I can go hard Sandy Shocks, immediately get up a spike. If you look at Star's team, he has no removal. It doesn't exist, Pinecoat doesn't count. And I have a Spectrier, if in case that did count for some reason. So from there, with a spike and a rock up, I could really start to whittle down things like Muck, things like Skeledirge if it's not Boots, which again, I think it's going to be physically defensive Covert Cloak. Things like Moon, especially, I don't think it's going to be able to afford going Boots, and if it is, I can just blow it up with a Sneasler later. So I really do think that the spike is really important. We have Earth Power and Volt Switch as stab options and momentum grabbers. And we have Tri Attack because Pokemon like Breloom and Landers with a Hazard up, they don't really appreciate switching into Tri-Attack, despite just being kind of normal neutral coverage. We do a lot of damage to those Pokemon, and any damage on Landers in particular is really good for a Sneasler endgame, where Sneasler can come in and just pick up a KO every time it comes into the battle. So I like Tri-Attack as an option to hit those guys, and there wasn't really another move that I wanted. I didn't want to go double Hazards and thing, because I didn't really need another move on Uxie, because it lost knockoff, so I felt like Tri-Attack was definitely a nice little middle ground click against a lot of Pokemon, so I can get some chip on the things I need for Sneasler to thrive. Then, we have a Choice Scarf Volcanion, where Flamethrower, Steam Eruption, Sludge Bomb, and Overheat, max special attack, max speed, force Def, pretty simple stuff. This Pokemon is a very good breaker in this game, because the few things that switch into it, things like Muck, things like Roaring Moon, and things like Paldean Tauros, do not appreciate that Steam Eruption burn, and I am that guy. I burn Pokemon with water moves this league, so I'm really excited to rock out with that. For Overheat, because that Terra Skeledirge, Overheat just nukes through really any set, especially if it's unaware. I'm going to be able to just Overheat and Overheat and Overheat, which is great, especially if it's more physically defensive, like I'm assuming. I have Flamethrower for just reliable Fire Stab. Most of the time I'm going to Steam Eruption or Overheat, probably. And Sludge Bomb is for things like, you know, if I need to hit a Hatterene and a Breloom in their last two Pokemon, I can do that. There, again, wasn't another move that I really wanted. Maybe I could have put Scald on here for a more reliable burning option that doesn't miss, but I felt like Sludge Bomb wasn't too bad because it gave me a 2-hit KO on Hatterene, which I didn't really have otherwise, which is obviously nice. So, yeah, and then that is going to be the team this week. Pretty simple stuff. We have Spectre here to potentially win in the end game / break and whittle things down with Will-O-Wisp. We have Sneasler as a strong breaker, something to kill the Muck, outspeed a majority, actually all of this team minus Scarfers, and really do some damage with the Clear Amulet. We have Physically Defensive Sylveon to pivot into things like the Roaring Moon Landers to pivot around, and Baton Pass and Pass Wishes into Pokemon like Uxie, who is here to get up Stealth Rock, avoid the Breloom Spore with its safety goggles that aren't showing, and U-turn around. Every Sandy Shocks, again, great breaker, breaks through the Muck, switches into the Muck, gets up Spikes, and then our Scarf Volcanion, which can do a ton of damage. But, yeah, that being said, let's jump right into the battle. Alrighty, guys, here we are with the matchup. Let's see what he ended up bringing. I'm assuming some things that I expected to see. Let's see. Yeah, ooh, Hatterene is not something I expected to see. That puts a wrench in my plans a little bit. I won't lie to you. Spectre, or not my team. Muck. That's very interesting. I really didn't expect this Hatterene. I actually never mocked against Hatterene once. So we'll see how this goes. We have Hatterene. We have Roaring Moon. We have Skeledirge. We have Tauros Paldea. Aqua. And we have Landorus Therian. Okay. I don't think I really want to change what I was meant to do. There's no Breloom, which is crazy. I think I am just going to lead off with my Uxie. And we're going to kind of go from there. I think it leads well into a lot. It leads well into Tauros. It leads well into Landorus. It leads well into those Pokemon. So we'll see what we have to do, or what we need to do. Sorry, my hat's a little... Oh, geez, my hat's like all over the place, this one. So we are going to see a Moon lead into my Uxie lead. Which is definitely interesting. Let's see. I think I can always just get off a free little U-turn. I think, if anything, he's going to want to U-turn himself. I don't super need health on this Pokemon. Yeah, he's just going to U-turn himself. That's not banded damage either, which is nice. I'm going to be able to immediately grab some momentum. Immediately grab some momentum. And getting chip on Muck coming in is nice. I also get to see if he's AV or if he's Restock. He should be Restock, because Restock literally 6-0s me. Cause of a delay. This is going to be Hatterene, yeah. Try to prevent hazards, which I'm glad I didn't get on my rocks there then. We're going to see the U-turn pop. We're going to get back into our set. And now from here, this isn't really a position that I've seen too often, but I think... I'm thinking about going hard into Tauros. Or hard into, Volcanion here. I'm just clicking a button, you know. I lose much going hard Volcanion and clicking Steam Eruption? I don't think so. I'm gonna try and bait a bird on something. Burning Tauros is really nice for me. Oh, look at that big fella. Yeah, baiting a burn on something is really, really clutch for me. So I might as well try and, you know, just get off some big damage. Tauros is really the only pivot into this. I don't think you can ever pivot in Moon. Doesn't really appreciate switching into Hydro is the big thing. And I really need to chip this down in order to get up hazards, because my game plan is so predicated on getting up hazards, that they need to go up. Like, right now. Let's see. Hatterene. Like, physically defensive Hatterenes get 2-hit KO'd by Steam Eruption. It could be AV, I guess, but I'm trying to think of, like, what it would be AV for. And I really don't know. So. We'll see. I'm really thinking, he's not in a good position against this thing. So he's just gonna give me damage on this. I'll take the 2-hit KO. Oh, that's AV. I mean, I'm not super worried, though, because AV also isn't going to really be able to damage me. I won't be 2-hit KO by Psychic unless it gets Spin F drop. Whoop! I lied. So, after that... Ooh, I mean, Spin F drop doesn't really matter, obviously, because he just 2-hit KO'd me. Very interesting. Am I willing to sustain and attack this thing to get off damage? I kind of want it to chip down things like Skeledirge and things like that. That's damn near like modest Psychic, though. Psychic. Yeah, that's like offensive, like modest Psychic. So let's see, modest Psychic into something like Sylveon. It does not come close to 2-hit KOing, so I'm always just gonna go something on here. Jeez, that took nothing! I know he's AV too, because, like, we are gonna see a pivot out. Oh, this is perfect for me. We're just gonna click the Taunt Pass. Get a little bit of momentum. I looked nasty for that double, but, like, that's not really what I was trying to do. I kind of wish I stayed in to get chipped, but it's all good. What are we gonna see? We're gonna see Dirge come out. And I think I always go Volcanion again, because even if he tears into something that's not weak to water, I get off a ton of damage. And that's very, very valuable for me. I'm expecting Terra Poison. I think Terra Poison or Terra Normal if he's really worried about Spectrier are the plays, but he has Muck, so I don't think he's going to be super worried about that. He's going to Terra, so he's going to let me get off damage on this. Which is incredible for me. Unless it's something that resists water, which I doubt. What? In this economy, brother? That is super interesting. Wow. So he's gonna Shadow Ball. Go down there. Terra Water. Yo, my Sneasler's about to cook. Okay. Let me check something. We have Volcanion, Skeledirge, Water, Terra. This is looking like it's Spadef, too. I'm just gonna click it again. Got no reason not to. Better burn on something. Burn? It's gonna kill me. Okay. Down it goes. Skeledirge knocks me out. I think I can pretty freely always get out into my Sneasler. I'm gonna Terra in close combat. This looks like it's Spadef. This looked like it's Spadef, and even if it's like pretty Fizdef, this is very close for me to knock it out. I'm gonna go for it. He's gonna withdraw. I'm clear Amulet, so like this Terra Fighting CC does a lot to Landorus. Does a lot to Landorus. Now there's no CC immunity either. Nope. No sure. Let me get off this CC Poison Touch. Let me get off this CC Poison Touch. Terra CC. Get off the Terra CC. That's super defensive. Gonna be Helmet. It is Helmet. So now it's a matter of what do I want to pivot in? Because I really do think a U-turn comes out here, but I don't think there's much I can do to guard against it other than go out into my guy here. I think I'm going to go into Fizdef Sylveon. This is looking to be pretty physically defensive on the Landorus, so I should be able to take 2 EQs pretty easily. So, we're going to go ahead. Just click Moonblast. You Stealth Rock up. It's a bit annoying, but again, not the end of the world. My Rock's Weak Mon Volcanion is dead at this point. I think I just Moonblast. No Moonblast resists on the team at this point. So you can kind of just click it. Especially with the burn on Hat. Like, you can just click it. Suddenly Muck comes in. Fine. Out comes Hat, which is also fine. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I could just wish into Moonblast. Yeah. You get a Spadef drop, which is really nice for us. Or special attack drop, which is really nice for us. But we're gonna go ahead and wish. Because we can wish into Moonblast, kill this thing, and then get out afterwards. Just kidding. See a Nuzzle come out, which is a little bit annoying. I don't think I killed with the Moonblast there anyways. I think we needed the burn chip regardless. So, we're just going to go ahead and Moonblast here. There's not a lot of terrible positioning right now. We'll see. Light comes out, does outspeed us now. No crits. Cool, and those F drops. There we go. So we're gonna get paired. I get paired down a little bit. See, we're gonna go ahead and wish. And from here, we can get a slow baton pass out into whatever we want. Alright, we're just gonna get the baton pass out then. There's no drop, or no para. I think we're gonna get up the Uxie. Because we do have a bunch of special attack drops on us right now, right? But I think we can get up our Uxie. And then just click U-turn. Should be fun. Yeah. Because now our Uxie's nice and healthy. And we'll get it back up to full. Perfect positioning too, because now it dies to U-turn. Instead of burn. What gives me the best positioning? We have our Uxie healthy for the Tauros now, which is really good. think honestly what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go Sneasler and I'm just gonna U-turn. I'm trying to like avoid taking helmet chip at all costs, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. I can bait a poison on the Landorus, and baiting a poison on the Landorus is like immensely amazing for our endgame. So that's what we're gonna do. And get up my rocks now too, if I get in on the Landorus, which is good. Only issue is Landorus should come out and should always U-turn. Like Rock's EQ, Earthquake, Stealth Rock, I don't know. This endgame's gonna be really tough. It's quite simply predicated. Oh, how come's full? It is Intimidate. This makes me think you're Scarf, because you wouldn't want to take this hit otherwise. I need to get out into my Oxy. For sure. It's just for sure Scarf, the way you run it. We're gonna get out. We're gonna get out and everything. Sorry, I'm reading the Discord chat on the side. I see a Raging Bolt pop. That was absolutely nothing. And we need to get over rocks here. Rocks are very, very important right now. Very, very important right now. So, out comes Elemental here on Mudman, which is probably Muck. That's fine. We're gonna be able to rocks up, and then we can get into our shocks here. And this is when we start getting up. Rocks, spikes, all that fun stuff. So we always U-turn. This thing doesn't have Shadow Sneak anymore, so I don't have to worry about being Poison Touch. That's a little bit chip. I should see Black Sludge here. This should be Rest Talk. Always. Like, it should always be Rest Talk. It could not be, but it should always be Rest Talk. We are Lumberry, because I cannot let this thing get poisoned right now. Getting poisoned is like a death sentence for this Pokemon. At least if we're knockoff, Lumberry. Cool. Now what we're going to do is we're going to set up spikes. Of course, like, when this happens in the game, like, I don't actually get poisoned, so being Booster Energy would have been immensely better, but in mocks, I kept getting poisoned on those knockoffs when I was Booster Energy, and it was pointless. So, we're gonna get up a spike right here. And I honestly might make a little bit of an aggressive play. A little bit of an aggressive play. I might go ahead and click Try Attack on that Landorus. I'm really thinking about it. Because I really think he should U-turn. And getting Chip off on that regardless, even if he does not, is good. And I really don't need much more than one spike. So I'm not super worried about that when it comes to that regard. And he's gonna switch out. Really? That's a very aggressive switch, and I don't think that's smart. This thing's so good against me. I think I just have to Try Attack. Ooh, it's not looking good. He's gonna U-turn. That's fire. That's amazing for me. Hold up. Wait a minute. Drafting play, click U-turn. He could have killed something with Crunch. And rear. Give me a cheeky status. Let's see. This thing, Intimidate. Nice little para. Is it worth me attacking and getting rid of this? Yeah, I think it is. I don't need a second spike. Don't think it's worth it. Try attack, knock this thing out. A little bit behind, or a little good amount of chip. Sorry, again, I'm looking at Discord right now because it's just a really funny message. Not happy about it. Let's see. We're gonna see the moon come back out. It's gonna have to take Rock and Spike, which is awesome for me. Now, at this point, I may want to save this. The only issue is, can I? I don't think I can, because I could just lose to this one. So I think I am just going to Earth Power in case they overplay and U-turn again. Crunch is going to come out, though. Ooh, it's not Throat Chop. It's just hard calling the fact that I'm... What do you call it? Yep. So what we're going to do... Switch out right here. And what I think I'm going to do... Am I going to Baton Pass? I think I have to Baton Pass to keep up momentum. Yeah, I think I have to Baton Pass to keep up momentum. He's just going to go for the Iron Head. Oh my god, if I just Moonblasted! Oh my god, what's wrong with you? Alrighty. Alrighty then. I mean, we go into this. Man, oh man. Maybe I should have just gone into this anyways, because if he's scarfed in a crunch, I would have had to deal with that way. Oh man. I don't know, man, I don't know. See? Let's see if the bull is scarf. See if the bull is scarf. Go stack this. Wow. That was something right there. Let's see, choice scarf. Going to bull. Sack it off. Is this bull? That's not bull. We do knock that thing out. Or water. Okay. So if he's not Scarf Bull, it's the only thing stopping him, and he's not Scarf Moon. The Raging Bull. $236 after rocks. Let's see. For 236, rocks are up. There's only a 1.2% chance for him to 2-hit KOs. I think I have to go into that on the Raging Bull, because I can't let this die. I'm gonna Raging Bull. So what's 114 after rocks? I mean, I might live another one. I think it's always my play to Dazzling Gleam then, though, right? Yeah, I think it's always my play to Dazzling Gleam. Because it chips down the muck coming in. It's the moon. Chips down this. He's not Scarf. Oh, let's go. He's not Scarf. Wait, do I win? I win then. Oh, let's Dazzling Gleam again. There's U-turn. I didn't actually kill there, which is pretty interesting. Oh, he clicks that. I mean, that's fine. Because I live one with Spectrier. I think I always agility. It doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna agility. I don't think it matters. I'm pretty sure Sneasler wins. I'm pretty sure Sneasler wins. We're faster than the moon. It's not booster. So, I'm pretty sure we're good. Oh, we're just faster at +1, too. It's really interesting. Well, I lived crit there, too. I'm just gonna go ahead and Draining Kiss. Just not to. I live Jet from here, too. Maybe crit and a crit Jet, but no way he's Jet on City. Rock Tomb. We're just gonna Draining Kiss. Boink. We're just gonna burn them up. I don't think Spectrier wins. And the reason I agility too is in case it's like Roselli on the Roaring Moon, I'm pretty sure I outspeed now. So like I can just 2-hit KO him if it tries, even if he tries to live DD and win that way. So this covers that sequence of it. So out comes Elemental Hero Mudman. Okay, we're just gonna Will-O-Wisp. We're just gonna Willow. Might die to whatever he goes for, but it's fine. I'm pretty sure we win with Guy. I just had to kind of play around him being Scarf. If he wasn't Scarf, I obviously won a lot earlier. But should be good. Into Alola. Burnskis. He's gonna rest. Bit annoying, but we can just start spamming Shadow Ball, yeah? Testo. That's actually really bad. Ooh, how is this positioning? No Wisp. This thing can't curse anymore, though. Get knocked off. I'd love to live and get off one more hit. Do. Cool. No poison? Oh, do I live? Do I live? One more hit? One more hit? One more hit? One more hit? Okay. I mean, it should be max for death, which means, oh god, actually. Am I super boned? This one. Just gonna close combat. God. Did I throw? I play around too much. Oh fuck, I should have Dire Clawed because the poison. Because the poison! Gong Shot! Oh no! Oh no, no poison! Oh no, no poison! No poison! Oh my god! I super threw. I should have Dire Clawed. 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 Let's see. I mean, this isn't Scarf. We saw it wasn't Scarf. It switched moves. We're just gonna close combat. We should win. Okay, we're good. It took me a minute to get there, but we won. Oh my god, I would not have lived that down if I lost that game. Thank goodness. Holy. I kind of went around in a really weird way. I won't lie, it's probably not my best game I've ever played. I think I played a little bit funny around certain things and tried to win in certain ways and maybe got lost in the sauce a little bit, but we're able to win, and that's what matters. So, GG Star, definitely a really close one. I think that was it was a pretty... I want to say it was a bad matchup for me, but like also Spectre went crazy against him. I just didn't find the right position to get in enough, and I think that was my biggest problem. Is one, Hattering threw me off of my game because I needed hazards early, and I wasn't able to get hazards early. My whole gameplay was pretty good, getting a spike and rocks really early on. So Hattering really threw me off my game in that regards. Now, not playing Breloom definitely put a lot of pressure off of my team. But I think rocks on his side plus Hattering being there makes it really tough for me. On top of the fact that, what do you call it? I don't know. I didn't pivot well into a lot of his offense. Things like Moon, Lando, even though it was defensive, I didn't switch into. Tauros can chip me down with rocks up. Skeletor's just obnoxious. And then Muck just 6-0s me. I think maybe if Muck was in more and he was like Rest Talk instead of Resto Chesto, things could have gotten really, really hairy. But we're able to win, and that's all that matters. So, again, shoutouts to Star. Good game to hand. Go check him out in the description below. He'll be linked down there. I think you're actually just doing like an interview. Kind of like how Joey did in BBR. So, if you want to see that, go check out his side of things. And, yeah, with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.